Hey Wolverines, my name is Cole Tanner and I am a full-time student at UVU and I'm also a full-time real estate agent. I had a hard time choosing my topic for this video because if I'm going to persuade someone into something, I have to be very passionate about what that thing is. Otherwise, I just don't feel comfortable in persuading someone into believing a certain way. So that being said, my topic of choice is using a real estate agent when buying and selling real estate. Now can I just tell you, I've been eating this chocolate, my mouth is watering a little bit, so I apologize. Hopefully I can get through making this whole video before finishing this, but just being real, it's probably gonna be gone in the next 30 seconds of this video. It's so good. Anyways, using a real estate agent, anybody can represent themselves when buying or selling real estate. And it's completely legal. They can, and all a licensed real estate agent really is licensed to do is represent someone else in a real estate transaction and get paid for it. That's what the license allows us to do. Now, the reason for using an agent, there are quite a few reasons, and in this video I'm going to go over all of them. So stay tuned and let's get started. That's good stuff. Okay, so we've briefly gone over what a real estate agent is licensed for. Now let's go over what a real estate agent is responsible for. Let's go over what we're responsible for. Now, when you're buying a home and you have an agent, that agent is not there to convince you to buy a house. They're not there to do that. They're there to make sure that you're making well-informed decisions. They're there to make sure that the transaction is going safely and smoothly and to handle the paperwork. And they're a guide through the process. And they also help you negotiate a stinking good deal if they're a good agent. And they are held to very high standards. They have what's called fiduciary duties when they are acting as an agent for you. And I want to quickly go over those fiduciary duties just so you can see what standard agents are held to these days. And it should give you confidence in whoever you choose as your agent. Fiduciary duty number 1 is the duty of obedience. I have to do everything that you say unless it has nothing to do with real estate, or unless it's illegal, unethical, or violates the terms of the contract. Other than that, I have to do everything you say, even if I advise against it, if I don't think it's a good idea. Regardless, I have to do what you say. Fiduciary duty number 2 is the duty of loyalty. And this one is I have to just make sure that your best interest is kept throughout the whole transaction. Your best interest is more important than mine. That just means if I'm helping you find a home and say I know of a home that you might be interested in, but I know I wouldn't get a good commission on it, say I didn't tell you about it, that would be violating the duty of loyalty. If you ever found out that I did that, you would have grounds to sue me. Fiduciary duty number 3, and yes, the chocolate is gone. Don't judge. Just be proud that I lasted longer than 30 seconds. Number 3 is the duty of disclosure. If I were to help you sell a house and we were to get multiple offers on the house, it's my job to make sure that you know and understand all of those offers before making a decision. I can't look at them beforehand and say, oh, I'm not going to bother showing them this offer. It's so low, they won't even want to look at it. I have to show you all of them. Also, if I notice that, say an offer, I've done enough transactions to where one offer that you are considering seems a little bit fishy, and I know the reason why, I should tell you. Otherwise, if you find out later on that, yeah, I thought that offer was fishy to begin with, you could have grounds to sue me. Fiduciary duty number 4, confidentiality. It's not only my job to keep your personal information confidential, it's also my job to keep how your transaction is progressing confidential. If my wife wants to know, how are the Petersons' home buying process going, I can't tell her without the Petersons' consent. So if I were to tell my wife or to tell someone about your private information or about how your contract was progressing, guess it, you could sue me. Fiduciary duty number 5 is the duty of accounting. I have to account for all the documents in your contract and all the funds pertaining to your transaction. If I lose track of any of those things, yes, I'm going to say it again, you can sue me. The last fiduciary duty is the duty of reasonable care. If you can convince a judge or a jury that throughout the transaction process, I haven't shown you reasonable care and I haven't put your best interest first, then I'm not going to say it again. You could sue me. Okay, so just because agents are held to a higher standard does not mean you should use them. I want you to use an agent when buying and selling real estate because, well, there are 3 reasons. The first is for financial reasons. Buyer's agents, most of the time, do not cost you a thing. Talk with your agent first before using them, but they shouldn't cost you a thing. And they help you through the process, they facilitate paperwork, still have the same fiduciary duties, negotiate a smoking good deal for you, and they don't cost you a thing. Seller's agents, they typically cost 6% of whatever the home sells for, which sounds like a ton of money. But NAR did a study last year that showed that the homes that sold with an agent sold for 9% higher than the homes that sold without an agent. So you could pay 6% and get 9% back from your home, or you could not pay 6%, deal with all the headaches that come along with it, because there are tons, and not get as much money back. It's up to you. The second reason is that it's convenient. If you think about it, on the seller side, you have someone working for you full time trying to sell your home rather than you just trying to sell it yourself. You don't have to worry about anything. You have someone who's a real estate expert, knows the market, and they're focusing on selling your home, and they have all of these connections, professional connections, to help them do it. Also, on the buyer side, you have someone sending you properties. You don't have to go around and look for them. You don't have to search for them online. I have a system that you put in your criteria, and it sends you all of the homes that match your criteria, and it keeps you updated. So if a new home hits the market, you're the first person to know it. Automatically notifies you. That's super convenient to have in the home search. So both on the home buying and the selling side, it's very convenient to have an agent, to have someone schedule things for you, communicate with the other side of the transaction and coordinate things so you don't have to worry about anything. Last but not least is safer with a real estate agent. If you think about it, you have someone in your corner who knows the contracts, knows what paperwork to use when, and can help you understand those contracts. So that way you can maintain your side of the bargain, and your agent can make sure that the other side of the transaction, the buyers or sellers, whoever it may be, is maintaining their side of the bargain. And they know what to look out for. People get creative, but your agent is more likely to recognize a red flag than someone who might not do as many real estate transactions in their lifetime or be a part of them. Also, if they don't know anything, like if I don't know anything, I can go to my broker, or I pay for a legal hotline service to where I can call a real estate attorney and get legal counsel from. So it's much safer with an agent, much less risk. You don't want to end up in something to where the other side commits fraud, or you don't know exactly what contracts you're getting into, and you end up losing hundreds of thousands of dollars, because it happens to people. Bottom line, use a real estate agent. It's safer, it'll save you money, and a lot of headache. If you have any questions, let me know. Have you thought about buying or selling a home in Utah County? If you have, give me a call. I'd love to see what game plan we could come up with to best suit your needs.